Oh, Flaming Dragon Friday.
It's the day of the dragon.
We made
The
it.
day
We made it.
of the dragon.
So
What,
that-
you know what that accent reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie Mystery Men with Ben Stiller where they're like the superheroes
Yeah.
that don't have powers?
Remember one of those spoons?
Yeah, one of those spoons.
Those spoons of
Is it
people.
good? Is it?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Is
If
it?
you haven't seen
Yeah,
Mystery Man,
Ben Stiller.
Man?
Ben Stiller.
What do you want?
His name's like Mr. Furious, and like he just gets really pissed, but he has no superpowers. Like he
Yeah.
tries to like break things, and he's just a normal guy.
Is he a
He punches
superhero
stuff.
then?
But like the villain, the accent he has, he's like, it's Mr. Furious. He's like,
Yeah.
I guess you want to boogie?
He sounds like Ho Ho Hank.
Yeah, no,
No,
Hank. That's
yeah.
exactly right. Mystery Man. You need to watch that movie.
All
You'll
right.
laugh. You'll laugh.
That
Surprised
one
you haven't
and-
seen that?
No.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. That one and Your Highness I need to watch.
You haven't seen Your Highness yet? Oh my God, David. We just need to have after football season.
That's the key after football season.
Yeah, after
Okay.
football season, we'll have
Maybe
right
now I'm like,
Maybe
it's
guys
with the
movie
boys.
night. Don't misconstrue that either. Just guys movie night, watching some underrated movie. You've seen The Big Green, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, now you're going back to my wheelhouse.
Well, that's like what Peyton Thorne sees. He's like the goalie from that movie every
He
time.
sees?
The goalie.
Every time he's in the pocket, it's like the defense is coming. Like one time they're like samurai warriors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Okay.
All right, got a great show for y'all today.
man.
The Lions lead the NFC North after beating the Packers to death last night. The Braves clinch home field advantage throughout the postseason after sweeping the Cubs. And we're going to break down the keys to victory for the biggest college football games in Week 5 and take your calls and comments. I'm Jake Crane, and welcome to Crane & Company. Now, I have one question to ask Michigan State fans and just Sparty Nation in general when it comes to your new coaching hire. How bad do you guys want to win? And I am dead serious. You've watched Ohio State get theirs. Michigan seems like they're about to get theirs. And those two programs aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Now, we know the Mel Tucker situation, regardless of what side you fall on, has been a disaster. And there's some pretty good candidates out there to replace him, like Mike Elko and some others. But there's only one man out there who could take you from a laughingstock to a soaring stock. And no, it's not Mark D'Antonio. Now, while you're dealing with this alleged turmoil, sometimes that's when you have to take the biggest risk or go all in. So if Michigan State really wants to instantly be able to compete with the big dogs, go get Urban Meyer. That's right, I said it. Now, I know two wrongs don't make a right, and you could possibly be setting yourself up for something else to go wrong down the road, but the risk is worth the reward. In my opinion, the fit couldn't be any better. It's a Big Ten, where Meyer knows the lay of the land. He dominated the conference until he left, and then coincidentally, Jim Harbaugh finally broke through. He won't be afraid of Ohio State or Penn State or Michigan or Wisconsin. You won't be locked in the heavy division anymore. And while it didn't work out for him in the NFL, I know another coach who came back to college and did pretty well after it didn't work out in the NFL, down there in Alabama. Sometimes you have to embrace the darkness to reach the light. You see his recent comments. Deep down, he wants to be back, and he'll be hungrier than ever. Just like that time in Thailand, that itch doesn't leave. And Michigan State has the cachet to be a big dog, in my opinion. I got respect. You don't always have to be the nice guy. In fact, we're playing a game of let's be honest. Nice guys typically finish last. Now, with the freedom of the transfer portal, he could put a pretty good product on the field quickly. And while the PR won't be pretty early, or it's not going to anyway with what's going down with Mel, everyone loves a redemption story. So I ask you again, Sparty Nation, how bad do you guys really want to win? Or do y'all just want to be mid forever? I don't think you have to break the bank for him either. And even though Mel Tucker's filing a wrongful termination suit, you apparently seem to be saving a wad of cash. Y'all got something. Now, is this a pipe dream? Maybe. But remember, it's only crazy until it happens. I'm going to bring in Big Ten aficionado former Michigan quarterback David Cohn, my brother, Western State, former Western State Colorado wide receiver. You ain't playing wide receiver, nothing with that broke Achilles you got.
Moving around.
David, I'm not joking. Like, it's a ha-ha. Y'all know what today is, by the way.
Flaming Dragon.
This is Flaming Dragon.
The second fight's your favorite, Ree?
Betty is sensei.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. I almost forgot the graphic, but I didn't.
Yeah, because you're garbage.
But I didn't. David, I'm being dead serious.
Are you?
Like, all jokes aside, how bad? How bad do you want to win? Okay, because guess what? Winning does cure a lot. Pretty much everything. Urban Meyer, yeah. Swamp King's not a good look, right? NFL didn't work out, but coming back to college, right? Mama comes calling. Been at Florida, bald. Ohio State, bald. Michigan State, can you imagine? Ohio State, Michigan State, Michigan. As a former Michigan player, don't tell me that if they hired Urban Meyer, you wouldn't get a little bit nervy.
First off, don't look at me. I made a pitch for Urban Meyer when the Auburn job came up. You would have thought I recommended Voldemort be a kindergarten teacher or something.
It's not the right fit.
Okay, well, that may be true, but still, I think we're talking about one of the top 5, just on field, what he's able to do on a football field, one of the top 5 college football coaches of all time. Maybe higher than that. 3 national championships and 2 more undefeated seasons. His last year at Utah, undefeated. His first year with the Buckeyes, undefeated. Couldn't participate in postseason play. Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's going to coach college football again. I said this after the Jacksonville Jaguars debacle. That is not going to be the last you see Urban Meyer on a football field. And he's not that much older than Nick Saban was when he took the Alabama job. And when he comes back to college football, he's going to have success. I don't think he's coming back for the Michigan State job, though. I don't think that's a big enough job for him to take. There's a handful of jobs he would take. We know Notre Dame's one. I think Marcus Freeman's doing a good thing. He's going to be locked up. USC's one. Lincoln Riley's going to win there, so the question becomes, would he leave for the NFL? Texas, Steve Sarkisian. Miami, Florida State are both locked up. So I don't know. Maybe at least go take a meeting or something like that. But the question is, if you're Jim Harbaugh at Michigan and you couldn't beat this guy when he was in Columbus.
Oh, Jim don't want that.
You couldn't beat this guy.
Jim doesn't want that.
Do you definitely not want him to be in your second biggest rival school, or do you want another shot at him?
No, I don't want. If I'm Jim Harbaugh, no. But see, here's what people say. Oh, no, you're dealing with this Mel Tucker situation, the kiss me through the phone controversy, whatever. You don't want to bring in somebody else that can almost double that up. But look, sometimes you got to double down. All right, sometimes in blackjack, you're showing a 7, dealer's showing an 8. I'm assuming you got a face card under there. Sometimes you got to ride the lightning.
Hit me.
And again, people will say, oh, no, there's no way. And you know what? You're probably right. But again, I will ask, if you really want to win,
that's what it is.
If you are tired of playing second fiddle, if you're a Michigan State fan and you're sick of being the fat kid at the pool party, then go get Urban Meyer. Because again, he has dominated without a doubt, and he'll do it again if he gets back in. And let's not act like he doesn't want to get back in. I can tell by watching him make comments about Georgia and Michigan and Lou Holtz and all this stuff, that fire doesn't leave. But if you're Michigan State, this is probably the only chance you'll have to get him. But then again, David, you bring up those schools. What major brand is on the brink of that coach leaving? You brought Texas in with Sark. Florida's not hiring him again.
None of those schools were.
Right? USC, like you said, Lincoln Riley, it's either NFL or he's staying out there, and they gave him a jet and a key to the Playboy Mansion, whatever the hell else they gave him out there. I don't see a big-name school that is about to lose their coach. If Nick Saban retires from Alabama, Urban Meyer isn't following Nick Saban. No. That's not going to happen. So if you're Michigan State, why not? Why not jump at the chance? And if you're Urban Meyer, you get a chance to build another big dog, maybe at a place that's not as massive of a brand as Ohio State has been or Florida has been, but that makes it even better. And you're going up against the guy that took over after you left in Jim Harbaugh. I'm just telling you, man, again, you can say, oh, well, it's not the right thing, and we just want to be moral princes and hang around. This college football, man, this is the NIL transfer portal era. College football is still a lot dirtier than some of y'all think it is. And he goes in there and wins 10 games the first year in East Lansing. Those people aren't going to care. They're like, you know what, Urban, we're glad you really turned it around. Go kiss some babies, man. Go hang out at the soup kitchen for a couple hours a week. Tell people you make mistakes. We see Hugh Freeze got a second chance.
Sturdy wings,
At
baby.
Auburn, sturdy wings.
Sturdy wings.
Sturdy wings.
Look, we'll
you
fix
can't
it.
BS a BSer.
Yeah, we'll fix it. How much are you willing to sell your soul to go win games? That's what it is. You're not gonna. You won't hear complaining when y'all are 8-2.
What did Urban Meyer really do, though? What did he really do?
Worked him a little too hard.
Yeah, just don't
Look,
eat cheese. Just
Worked him a little too hard.
Worked him a little too hard.
Look, Harbaugh. This is the last thing Harbaugh wants. Harbaugh is a good guy.
Meanwhile, Jim Harbaugh's the one getting suspended for 3 games. You can't make this
cleats
stuff
and khakis,
You can't
right?
make it up, man.
You know, he's just walking through, taking over the galaxy.
Wearing a helmet inside.
Right, but the next thing you know, he just walks into some ship and it's a dark room, all right? And just a red lightsaber pops up.
Yeah.
And it's Urban.
That's exactly
Like,
right.
Urban brings a lot of dark energy to the
Look,
football.
and his failure with the NFL just showcases how much different the game is between the professional league.
Oh, it's a
and
totally
college
different
football.
game.
Yeah.
A completely same sport, different game. And they just don't respond to that sort of coaching the same way in the National Football League. He's a college football coach, and he's one of the best we've
Yeah. The thing about the NFL, they already made it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to know what you think. Either way, hit that like button if you're in the chat. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We really appreciate you guys sharing the show. We got call-ins. The lines open up 7:15 a.m. Central, 8:15 a.m. Eastern. Those are the only 2 time zones I really have a good grasp of. So if you live in another one than that, I think you can put the puzzle pieces together. But we're excited to have you guys on Flaming Dragon Friday. Also, remember, we cannot say this guy to my rights. Flaming Dragon is
You're going to hit the over.
No, we're not. Me and David looked each other in the eyes and made a pact.
We already have a
All
thing
right?
going.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
made a
Y'all got a
pact.
thing
It's not
going?
happening.
I knew.
Yeah.
We were going to pretend you weren't here. I was just going to go Helen Keller and just not be able to see
That's
you or
not a
hear
real
you the whole
person.
time. But that's not fun. And you're with the Booster Club chat, which we're going to get to in a second. But first, all right, our friends over at Genucel, they care about skincare, okay? Regardless, male, female, it's a fantastic product. The Booster Club has actually sold them out before. Shout out to the Booster Club. It really helps us out when you do stuff like that. We're all friends of Genucel. You can look at all the testimonials they have, whether you have sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, red inflamed patches. We know you're embarrassed, okay? But we're here to help fix you. It's a trust tree. You're under it, all right? Don't worry about it. No judgment. But also, we're judging you if you don't get Genucel, all right? It all disappears right in front of your eyes, and they guarantee it. Or your money back. Results on day 1. Day 1 results. Hop out of the bed like you're possessed, look like a totally different person. Walking down the street with a little extra pep in your step. Feeling good. Big man on campus. King of the castle. All right? And they help with eye puffiness, right, David?
Whew.
I mean, you're basically Puffy the Vampire
Look,
Slayer now all of a sudden, dude.
You just need a good friend.
You're Miss
sometimes
Puff
to Just
from
tell you the
SpongeBob.
truth.
You were.
You tell you the truth, and
Yeah.
when Jake looked at me and called me Puffy the Vampire Slayer,
He
I knew
did.
I had to do something.
And now it works.
I ordered Genucel.
That's
a
exactly right.
testimonial for you.
It's simple. Go to genucel.com/booster. Start looking years, even decades younger tomorrow. Say goodbye to those darkened liver spots, bags and puffiness under the eyes, and those crow's feet. Why are bird landing on your eyes? Genucel.com/booster. That's GENUCEL.com/booster. Check it out. I'm telling you, and it's all about 70% off. It's more free than it's not. In this economy, you seen your 401k? I know I have. Not good. But Genucel is great. They care about skincare. I made that motto up, but I feel like it flows really well. Also,
That's Pat Micro and Company did too, didn't it?
yeah, is that battery cells? Is that really not included? We're going to put our link for merch in the chat. We love when you guys donate. We ask questions when you donate. Move it to the top, unless it's just on a totally different topic that we're not on. But a great way to help out the show is go grab some merch because we have some new designs for the Booster Club, a special Booster Club shirt that's coming out, maybe a Win the Water Cooler shirt. That's right. We're taking over. So go buy some of that merch. The link is in the chat. We really thank you guys. All right. Flaming
All right,
Dragon.
chat. Hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate y'all. Let's go to Ranger 2366. Let's have to read this. As a Spartans fan, I'm almost willing to sell my firstborn for this team to start winning
He gets
and
it.
beating Michigan every
He gets it. Look,
That's the energy you need.
I'm from the state of Alabama, okay? Number 1, we know how to forgive. And number 2, I'll do a lot to be good. I'm talking about close to unforgivable stuff. So hiring Urban Meyer is way down on the list for me. If we're being, I want us to have an honest conversation. Really though, whose life's getting made worse in East Lansing or as a Michigan State fan by hiring Urban Meyer? What, all of a sudden the sheriff of Nottingham's gonna come, tax collector's gonna come to your house? IRS gonna start looking into you? You know what? You don't have to worry about watching garbage every Saturday or just be like, man, look at Michigan. I hope we can beat Michigan this year. You get Urban Meyer, it's not gonna be, I hope we can beat Michigan. It's like, I hope we destroy them in front of their families, dog. I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry, but we're being honest right now.
He doesn't seem sorry,
Who gets worse? Who gets made worse by it? You want your team to win.
Someone in the Big Ten West needs to hire this guy.
The Big Ten West about to be gone. The Big Ten West about to be gone. I'm telling you, Wisconsin's on the way. Y'all think they're playing? Penn State, they're here to stay. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
Yeah.
We know Ohio State. We know Michigan. Brett Bielema. I mean, Illinois is going to be good every now and then. Iowa, at some point, they've got to start being better on offense. But honestly, let's be honest. You're paid as a coach to win, right, and mold young men. I get it. I know what's on the text when you walk into the facility. All right, I've been a part of it before. But you're really paid, right, to win. Okay? It's like we say here, academics comes first and athletics comes second. All right? It's one of those situations.
And it would only be for like 3 or 4 years before, Urban would be gone after.
Worth it.
Okay, but
worth it.
But I do wonder, though, would this be, is the next one the last one for him? Is that the last destination?
I don't even know. But you know what? If I'm a Michigan State fan, I'd love to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, I always say this on the show. Are you willing to sacrifice a 30 for 30 for a national championship?
Me?
Like Florida?
Yes.
You go ask Florida fans right now.
They'll take it.
All right? Or would they sacrifice that Netflix documentary for all those championships?
USC.
You bet your ass they would. I'd do it 100 times.
Without a doubt. If they made one about Cam Newton 30 for 30, guess what? Cam Newton did get paid $180,000, and it was the greatest investment that Auburn ever made.
Deal of the century.
Deal of the century. We got
to get the guy from Wolf of Wall Street to come.
Yeah,
Cam,
out there.
sell me this pen.
Gene Chizik out there. Sell me this pen. Out there hitting the penny stocks.
All right, let's go to Brad David, the man with 2 first names with the $5 donation. Thank you, Brad. Morning Flaming Dragon. My question is, what has Duke done this year to become so good recently?
Well, they're doing the same thing they did last year. We said yesterday, and we're going to get into keys to victory. Remember last year when Duke went on that run, and everybody was like, man, there's no way they're going to be able to win the turnover battle like they did last year. You can't recreate that in 2 years. Oh, well, Duke's not going to sneak up on anybody this year, and the schedule is harder. Well, to this point, they're still undefeated. They're winning the turnover battle, and they're winning in similar ways. They have an experienced quarterback, and guess what? Duke has to catch some breaks to win these big games, and that's what we're going to talk about with the Notre Dame-Duke game. But you make your own luck a lot in this game, right? You put in the work. You do the right things. You're in the right spots. I'm a firm believer. My grandmother tells me this all the time. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And Duke is recreating this over and over again. So eventually it becomes who you are. We always say this on the show. You show me who you are enough, I'm going to start to believe you. Now, I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, David, in these keys to victory and tell you who I think is going to win. But Duke has put themselves in a position now where they're not going into the game saying, I hope we win. I just really hope we win. It's, hey, if we go in there and play how we know to play, we're going to win this game. And to be honest with you, I'd rather play their ass in basketball right now than football with the way because they're confident. They're not walking around campus anymore. Oh, we're a basketball school. We're the football players at a basketball school. Ha, 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 ha. No, they walk in the cafeteria. Hey, that's the football team. Hey, that's Riley Leonard. Hey, we got Daniel Jones, who just played quarterback here in the league, and we got another guy that's about to go in the league. Duke is turning themselves into something different, and I love it. And I think Mike Elko deserves a lot of credit, but the way those guys prepare, that's why this is happening.
Sound, fundamental football with a positive culture.
Keeping it.
All right, let's go to G. Hurt. What's up, G? Says Urban Meyer to Michigan State. He likes it. I'd also be okay with Dan Mullen, but also need David.
Not a bad hire.
But I also need David to consider interviewing for the job.
For Michigan State?
If you wouldn't interview the job for Michigan State, you're no longer a Michigan fan, right?
Everything's green.
Everything.
Pay me $77 million. The whole house.
$7 million?
$77 million?
Oh.
I don't even know my past anymore. I don't even know where I played college.
No, yeah, it's like you hit me that neuralizer from Men in Black.
$77 million? It's go green.
Here's my
every
only
day.
worry with Dan Mullen, is that Dan Mullen, and we saw the way that the depth kind of left at Florida. Florida recruited itself. Dan Mullen didn't have it operating from a recruiting standpoint at the highest officially, but Florida recruits itself. Michigan State, to me, doesn't really recruit itself, at least not like Florida. So you better surround yourself with some guys that can hit the trail and put their ears in the ground and listen for hoof beats to be able to get guys. Because Dan Mullen isn't exactly a closer when it comes to recruiting, especially when you're going up against Michigan and Ohio State and these other guys. So I don't think Dan Mullen would be a bad hire, but look.
Those two aren't the same.
Yeah, those two are not
best
the
case
same.
scenario for you hire Urban Meyer, and then Dan Mullen's the OC, and you recreate the 06, 08 Florida match.
Put the band back together?
Put the band back together. That's what you want Dan Mullen on the staff for.
That's exactly.
Not head ball.
Hey, let's run a bunch of wheel routes.
Just over.
All right, let's go to Andrew Gilmore with a $5 donation. Andrew, appreciate it, brother. He says, why spend all your money on Urban? There's a lack of NIL that killed Michigan State. Leopold at a bargain, and he's a total winner. Why spend it all on Urban and not NIL?
I don't think you have to spend it all on Urban. Again, it's like, look at some of these guys that get second chances, right? They want to get back in it. They want to get back in it at a high level. You don't have to go give Urban Meyer $100 million, in my opinion. He wants to get maybe that next contract when you guys start winning. But look at guys that have gotten second chances. They're not going in there and getting the absolute bag dropped on them. And Urban Meyer knows they need NIL. He knows that. I don't think you'd have to give him a king's ransom to go there. I think you could get a deal. It's like seeing a car. Man, that's a nice Mustang. Oh, wow, it's got a little bit of a dent in the back of it. Okay, we'll knock off the price. I'll get it for a great deal. I can buff that thing out. You know what I'm saying? You get it at a deal. You get Urban Meyer at a steal right now. Okay, second contract, that's different. But he's got to prove that he can do it again, which we all know he can. So I disagree, Andrew. I don't think you'd have to break the bank on him, my friend.
All right, Texas said, he says, I've made 5 suggestions for the Michigan State job. Tim Albin, Bill O'Brien, Jimbo Fisher, Jonathan Smith, and Jake Dickert.
Dickert.
Look,
I didn't want to say that on the show.
Look, Bill O'Brien, it is interesting. I'm not going for interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of interesting. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, I need it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a Michigan State fan, I want it. What do I got to do? This is our only chance. Yeah, you go get Bill O'Brien, go win 8 games, maybe 9 every now and then, or you go get Urban Meyer, right? And you set the city on fire. I'm not trying to rhyme that much today. I'm really not. I'm really making a conscious effort not to. I feel like oh boy on the other guys just keeps quoting TLC.
I just want to see if the Michigan State fans come after you. The way
I hope they do.
After me.
I hope and you can join the Pitt fans. How's that going for you, by the way, Pitt fans? And I love Pitt. I love them, okay? But go get Urban. Tim Albin? Gil! Come on, man. Tim Albin, I liked it. Oh, he's done a great job at Ohio. But everybody's fired up. We got Tim Albin's going to yell at the refs the whole game. I want Urban Meyer over there who's willing to just walk on broken glass.
Having a heart attack on the sideline.
That's you think you care about what you do? How many times you accountants been like, oh man, I just want to get this formula in. Oh.
He's having anxiety attacks, panic attacks on the sidelines while they're winning championships.
Panicking Skywalker.
He's panicking Skywalker. All right. Okay, David, let's hop into some keys to victory.
Big one tonight, Utah at Oregon State. I can't wait. Num.
No. Well, obviously the easy key to victory is, hey, it's Cam Rising playing.
Yeah.
But nobody knows.
Batman playing?
Because Kyle Whittingham's the Riddler when it comes to injuries. I don't know, even when you give me the slip of paper, right? Here's what I'll say. For Oregon State, and going under the assumption of Cam Rising is not playing, how well can DJU throw against this Utah defense? Because I don't think Oregon State's going to be able to line up and run it down these guys' throat. Utah played, did I say Oregon? Utah plays a great brand of defense. All right, I like that they're heavy against the run. Early on, and look, DJU and them came back last week. You've seen flashes. It's the same DJU, right? When he has wide open guys, he can hit them. But if he has to go through and make those tight window throws, it's still very hit or miss. In this game, he is going to have to make some of those tight window throws, especially in the red zone when the field shrinks. So to me, it's the play action game, and it's his accuracy in the tight window throws. Everybody will say, oh, it's running the ball. And I get that. You want balance, right? Balance keeps you on the beam. But for Oregon State to be able to separate themselves in this game from Utah, not necessarily win, but be able to get that double-digit lead and just make Utah play catch up, get it to 10-0, 13-0, 14-3, something like that. DJU is going to have to be accurate in the intermediate passing game in the tight windows, and he's going to have to drop a deep ball or two in off play action. So DJU's accuracy in the passing game, to me, is going to dictate whether Oregon State can feel comfortable throughout this game and be able to put all the pressure on Utah throwing the ball, especially if the Johnson kid's in there who struggles to be consistent throwing the ball. We know he's as athletic as it gets. But to me, that's the key.
How about you?
Obviously the first thing is Cam Rising ever playing football again. I guess we'll never know. I think the spreads kind of dictate that he's not. I think we already know that by now. Man, I think this is going to be one of those games. Whoever turns the ball over the least ends up winning the game. I don't think either team's going to be able to run the ball that well.
So like the UCLA game last week.
Yeah, I don't think any other team's going to be able to run the ball that well. I think both these teams up front are extremely good. I'm interested to see if Utah can get there with 4. If Utah can start getting a little bit pressure on DJU with 4, then I think they're in a lot better position. They can sit back and almost sit in coverage a little bit, but I don't know if they can. I lean Utah because of Kyle Whittingham and what he does with his program. They always
You're leaning Utah on this.
I'm leaning Utah.
Even without Cam Rising.
I'm leaning Utah because, one, I don't trust DJU. All right? I haven't trusted him since he at Clemson. And Utah always just finds a way to win games like this. And it was really surprising to me to watch what Washington State did to this defense for Oregon State. They tore them up from A to Z. So I know Cam's not going to be there, but Jonathan Smith does a great job, but I feel like Utah makes lesser mistakes than Oregon State, and I think Utah wins this game.
Well, neither Cam's going to be there, apparently. Cam Rising or Cam Ward. I've seen people say this on the timeline. Oh, well, Cam Ward tore Oregon State's defense up, a dual threat guy. That Johnson kid's not throwing like Cam Ward. Here's what people don't understand if you haven't watched Washington State. Cam Ward is not some athlete out there just running around, making great plays on the ground, and he's a decent thrower. This dude's out here putting it in a donut hole, all right, from 40 yards away. I'm talking about he's got nuance. He can throw the laser. Cam Ward is a special player. That Nate Johnson kid is not Cam Ward, right? And if Cam Rising does play, let's look on the other side. I've been saying this. You're coming off an ACL. Cam Ward, one of the best things about him is his ability to not only extend the play and keep his eyes downfield. We talk about this with quarterbacks all the time, and throw the ball within the pocket and outside the pocket. But when he runs heavy. When he runs efficiently. He comes back. You can bet your bottom dollar, little orphan Annie, that they're going to tell him he has to protect himself. And if you take that element of Cam Rising away, that takes away a big part of what he does and his effectiveness. So it's Cam, even though Cam Rising's not going to be there, Cam Ward isn't going to be there either. Yep. And Cam Ward is an absolute problem. Should be on a math test.
And the problem for Oregon State is that's not the last special quarterback you're going to face this season. It's just the first one. When you start talking about Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix and Caleb Williams and all those guys. But that's not this game. That's not this game. I agree with your keys to victory, or both of you combined, but the turnovers is what I wrote down.
Yeah, well, like Ric Flair said, you're not special, you're just next.
Yeah. He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But turnovers to me, like, is Nate Johnson going to turn the football over, and is Oregon State going to be able to stop the run enough to make him have to make throws, right? But I think Utah's defense can do the same thing. Are you going to force DJ Uiagalelei into positions where he turns the football over?
That's what it's going to come down to.
So that's why I like the under the most out of everything in this game. Next one, Georgia at Auburn, going to Jordan-Hare on the Plains. Keys of victory. It's a touchdown spread right now.
The key to victory for Georgia is you can't lose this game. I think if Georgia goes and plays clean, they're not going to lose this game. And what do I mean by play clean? Obviously not turn the ball over, not have penalties. But I'm worried if I'm a Georgia fan, they took the training wheels off Carson Beck a little bit in the second half against South Carolina because they had to. It's your first road start. You're going into Jordan-Hare, the pet cemetery, the Indian burial ground. We know how crazy it can get there, even though Georgia's had Auburn's number here lately. But the more you protect him, the tighter I think this game is. The longer it stays closer, right? And the longer it stays closer, the more that other team starts to believe. Mm-hmm. The more that Jordan-Hare crowd is going to start to get into it. Second thing, you don't have to get cute on defense if you're Georgia. You don't need, I was talking about this with my buddy Blaine Gilmer on Southeastern 14 last night. You'll need to check out Jake's takes on there. Some great stuff. I really enjoyed talking with him. I think they're going to just throw vanilla ice cream at Auburn on defense and say, we're just better than y'all are. You don't have to get cute by run stunning. You don't have to blitz a lot. Auburn hasn't shown that they can do anything offensively through the air. The funny part is Georgia's struggled against the run more this year than they have in a while, and that's the only thing Auburn does well on offense. But Georgia goes out there and plays well and doesn't get too cute on defense, doesn't blitz a bunch, which opens you up for the big play, doesn't sit there and play zero coverage like Ohio State did against Michigan last year and be able to give up explosive plays. Not that the talent gap's a lot different in what Georgia and Auburn have in Ohio State and Michigan, but I think Georgia can get cute. And if you're Auburn, you have two decisions to make. You're going to throw Peyton Thorne out there, I'm guessing, or at least from what I'm hearing. And we're going to find out whether he's truly afraid, right, to stay in the pocket and go through his reads at this level in the SEC, which shocks me after being in the Big Ten, or was last week just an anomaly because you were on the road.
Yeah.
If he is afraid and he can't do it, and you bring Robbie Ashford in there, do you sit here and say, okay, we're going to go really fast on offense to give you some advantage? Maybe we can catch Georgia in a lot of base. Maybe you can wear them out, get open receivers to help make it easier for Robbie Ashford to make those throws. But you risk by doing that going 3 and out 3 times in a row, and then all of a sudden your defense is on the field the whole first half against Georgia, and they absolutely pound it down your throat, and it wears you out, and you're ineffective in the second half, and they pull away, and they can just throw peanut butter and jelly at you. So if I'm Auburn, I'm emptying the bag in the first half. I'm going to find out about Peyton Thorne, then I'm emptying the bag. You got a reverse, we're running a reverse. You got a throwback screen, we're running throwback screen. You got tight end delay, I'm running more tight end hides than you've ever seen before in your life in this game. I'm emptying the bag if you have to.
I love it.
Oh, man, I don't know. I really don't know if you're Auburn how you win this game. I think your best chance, realistically, if you're not going to play Holden Garriner, which I think is the best quarterback you have in that room, I think you put Robbie Ashford out there, and I feel like you play his keep away as long as you can.
Limit possession.
You play his keep away as long as you can.
God,
you got to win in the red zone if you're Auburn on defense. You got to give up field goals.
Yeah. And their field goal kicker, that kid was
shaky.
That young kid just
shaky.
And he hadn't been on the road.
You got it. Red zone. You got to win in the red zone. Robbie Ashford, it's an option, reverse, pass, option, dive, counter, trap. Right? Like, you're just like, I don't think Peyton Thorne's the guy. I don't like, and the thing with me is like, Holden, all right? I know you didn't play phenomenal, all right? I don't think we can win this game with these other two guys.
Show me something.
I promise you this. It'll never be harder than what you're about to see.
Yeah.
It'll never be harder.
With
your
what you
first
got
full
around
game, all right, you're facing the boss, all right?
Yeah.
From here, it'll be a lot easier.
There's no level one.
Yeah, like you're thrown straight in the
straight
fire.
to Bowser.
It'll get easier from here. All right. So if you're Georgia, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do too much. I'd want to try to start. I think they're going to start quicker than what they did against South Carolina. But just don't be yourself. Let's sit from Ice Age, throw it around a little bit, establish the ground game. Let your defense fly around. Auburn will find a way to mess this up. Don't even worry about it. But it takes time. We believe in Hugh, and Hugh we trust.
Hey, just by the way, when they were down 14-3 and you saw Kirby giving that halftime speech and the camera looks at Carson Beck and he winked at the camera. Oh, God.
I know
I'm a Georgia fan. That would have filled me with personal blossoming.
Yeah, his players weren't even panicking, and I just saw myself in the living room not panicking for him.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right, coach.
Yeah.
Let's go get him, guys.
And then it happened.
Yeah, then the exact thing happened.
All right, Notre Dame with a tough loss last weekend. They go on the road now to Duke. I don't think this team's going to have any quit in them, but does any part of last week play into this equation with maybe?
Well, you're upset, but now, I mean, you can't have another mess up. If you want to have any chance to accomplish what you set out to accomplish before the year, and you know, here's a hint: they don't play in a conference, so conference championship wasn't on the line.
Yep.
There's one goal: make the college football playoff, have a chance to win a national championship. That's why Sam Hartman came to Notre Dame and to also be the mascot. But, and I talked about Duke earlier. I don't think Notre Dame is the team that's going to go in there and make the mistakes in the red zone that Clemson did. I don't think they're going to make it easy for Duke to grab momentum. Duke is going to have to win this game clean. I don't think Notre Dame is going to turn it over. I think they're going to line up and run the ball. I think they're going to limit Riley Leonard's possessions. I think they're going to stop the run and make Riley Leonard beat him through the air, which I love Riley Leonard. He's going to be an NFL player. I like Calhoun. I like the pieces they have. How long can Duke stop the run? The only worry I have, and you've brought this up, Flamin' Dragons, Estime put the ball on the ground a lot last year. Been a little bit better this year. And Duke is really great at creating turnovers. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a massive atmosphere. It's fantastic for college football. But I like Notre Dame to win this game because they just, like I talked about Georgia, you just have to play clean, let gravity happen, let physics take over.
Yeah. This game is tough because Notre Dame's just huge.
Duke needs some breaks, man.
I think if you're Duke, you're going to get Notre Dame's best shot early in this game. All right, Notre Dame's pissed after what happened. They're going to come out swinging. They might hit a big play, might take a shot or something like that, and you just got to weather that storm. I think both these teams want to run the hell out of the ball. I think the under's a great play in this game, but I think the lack of explosive plays from Notre Dame scares me. Duke can hit big plays. Riley can hit big plays. I think Riley hits a couple big plays. I think they play extremely good in the red zone. I think Sam has a good game, but I do think Estime puts it on the ground.
Yeah, well, they haven't been explosive when they go up against, especially the skill position, right? They've hit some big runs. We've seen them hit some big runs. They've hit the tight end in the seam for some big plays. That's really the only big plays they hit against Ohio State. A lot of it was tight end in the seam. But when your skill positions, and they're young, like Greathouse, they're going to be fine down the road, your skill players are as good or better than the ones that Duke have in the back end. So if there's a time for them to hit big plays off play action down the field, or hit the 9 route, or hit the post, hit the vert, it's this game. So I would watch out for that. And when you talk about Notre Dame starting off early, there's 2 types of games, right? Just like there's 2 types of people that act a certain way when they go to the bar. You have the first type of person that goes in there right when they enter the bar and goes and gets a shot of Fireball. Then you have the second person that goes and gets a table, waits for the waiter to come over and order a drink. Last week, Notre Dame went down, sat at the table, waited for the waiter to come over, wanted to test the atmosphere. This week, I think they're going straight to the bartender. Hey, Fireball, please.
Fireball.
Jack Fire.
I love it. All right, last one here. South Carolina at Tennessee.
Yeah. Everybody I'll say this again. I'm not worried about Spencer Rattler playing good. That's not, the key to victory is Spencer Rattler going to play good? We're past that. Yeah. This is who he is.
Yeah.
All right? The end of last year, Spencer Rattler, and early, this is who Spencer Rattler is now. I'm not worried. Does that mean he's going to play every game perfect? No. But he's not going to be the reason you lose. The biggest matchup in this game, there's 2 of them. One, Tennessee's front 7 making sure that they shut down South Carolina's run game so South Carolina stays one-dimensional. Because when South Carolina's one-dimensional, they've shown you what they do. They supplement the running game with the quick passing game. That's who they are. So you know what they have. It's on tape. It's on the book. You know Leggett is a problem. There's 2 people I'm worried about on South Carolina's offense that don't have the last name Rattler. 1, Trey Knox at tight end. That guy's a problem. You know he's a problem. And 2, it's that transformer they have in Corey Leggett out there who makes all the plays. You take those 2 away, they struggle up front to pass protect and to run the ball. It's going to be tough for South Carolina to score enough. The second matchup, Joe Milton's running ability with that bum knee, with what they do in that RPO system against South Carolina's defense. South Carolina's 121st in the country in team defense. But if Joe Milton can't run, you take away one head out of that 3-headed hydra that they run with that RPO, where you can give it to the running back, you can keep it, spit it out outside on the screen, stalk and go, whatever, or Joe Milton keeps it and run it. You cut one head off the hydra, now I'm only defending 2, makes it a little bit easier. I like Tennessee in this game. I'm not going to touch it from a betting standpoint, 12.5. I just don't like that number. But if they take away Leggett and Trey Knox, regardless, Spencer Rattler could have 3 arms and 6 legs. He could be a spider out there, and it's not going to matter.
You like the upset again this year?
I think South Carolina's going to cover the 12.5.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. I know they're on the road, but I think, I know this is a game Hendon got hurt too, correct?
Yes.
The Tennessee's front 7 really disappointed me in that Florida game. And I feel like South Carolina, as weak as they are up front, I think they're going to at least have a little bit more success running the football, and I think that's going to help who? That's going to help Spencer Rattler.
So you're saying that because you don't believe in Tennessee's front 7 on defense?
No.
Not that you think South Carolina can actually run the ball well?
No, I don't think South Carolina has a good offensive line or a phenomenal running team, but I don't think Tennessee's that great in the front their front 7 on defense. I think you saw that with Florida. I don't think South Carolina's going to come out here and rush for 200 yards. No, I'm saying, but I think they're going to have a little bit of success, enough success to kind of open it up on the back end, at least help keep the defensive line off Spencer for an extra second. But I do think Tennessee wins this game. This is a game I'm interested in, though, on Joe Milton's health. Because I said Joe Milton wouldn't be the starter halfway through the season. If they bring up their backups, that freshman Nico.
Yeah, Nico.
Right? If Nico comes in the game, all right, and Joe goes out and starts balling out, I think Nico will end up being the starter for the rest of the year.
Chapter 3 with Joe Milton.
That's it for today, but tune in tomorrow for the Saturday special.
Definitely. We got Andy Staples from On TV. It's fantastic. We're going to put that out later tonight, so it can be the first thing you watch to get you ready for what should be a great game day tomorrow. But you know what else gets you ready for a great game day? Waking up and having a nice cup of coffee.
Oh, that's what I do.
A great cup of coffee from our friends at Black Rifle. I have to have it. To be honest with you, I don't even know if caffeine does anything to me anymore. I think it's more placebo effect. But if you want great taste, if you want great flavor, and if you want it from a company that loves the United States of America, that gives back, Black Rifle is that company. They have ready-to-drink cans for people who have no time to brew coffee in the traditional way, and their coffee subscription gives you the chance to purchase limited edition flavors. Rumor has it there may be a Flamin' Dragon flavor coming, but right now they just launched their Halloween pumpkin spice collection. That's right.
Ichabod.
Featuring the Headless Horseman's Roast, our cousin Ichabod Crane, and the ready-to-drink pumpkin spice espresso. Come on, Jake, get the words out. With pumpkin spice flavors so good, it'll haunt your taste buds for eternity. And like by haunt, I mean that in the best way humanly possible. So stop running out of coffee and sign up for a coffee club subscription to have Black Rifle coffee delivered straight to your door on a schedule. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use our promo code BOOSTER. This helps us out. It helps you out. It helps them out. And if you use that promo code BOOSTER at checkout, you get 10% off your order. That's blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code BOOSTER for 10% off. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee.
Honey, I'm home.
All right. that was a
Nice little,
that's what he said he looked like.
Nice Shining reference there.
yeah, that laugh was horrifying, to be honest with you guys. That horrified.
Mine?
Both of them at the same time. That was like the first thing you
Same
hear when you
damn
walk in
time,
like
huh?
one of those haunted houses. like get that
Huff the
service on the door. All right, let's go rapid fire real quick.
Pew,
Okay,
pew.
let's do it. All right, first up, Braves clinch home field throughout the postseason.
Yes.
Boo.
Big.
Boo this man.
Big for the Braves.
Yep. Excited and also super nervous. Can't wait to watch us blow it. Second thing, Orioles. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Finished first in the American League. What?
I like turnaround.
What? Man, imagine
I like
being
the
a fan of the Yankees and watching the Orioles win the American
And actually, the
Why you gotta do that,
The Braves
you know?
still needed the 2-1 head-to-head over them to get this postseason
Yep.
advantage.
And they break Cage.
And they got that. All right, another thing quick here with the Ryder Cup that started. Europe dominated us yesterday, boys.
That's fine. We got time.
Europe
Yeah.
dominated
Hey, look,
America.
look.
4-0.
When you lose, don't expect to come back.
I remember when Europe kind of dominated early in something else against the United States. How did that work out for them? Last time I checked, back-to-back World War champs.
We hadn't won
Mel
over
Gibson.
there in like 30 years, though, in the Ryder Cup. We need to change that.
Look.
Here's what you
Switch
do.
it up.
Here's what you do.
You send drones.
No. Here's what you do. If I'm the Ryder Cup captain, you know what we're doing after that day one?
Yeah.
We're getting together, we're watching Band of Brothers. That's what we're doing. You guys kidding me? We're watching Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
Give me some Sergeant.
I'm having David Goggins
Netflix.
walk with us the
Yeah.
entire 18.
I'm challenging everybody.
Mess up.
I am personally attacking everybody's toughness on the team.
All right, Thursday night, Lions demolish the Packers. NFC North.
Where those Packers fans at that called in yesterday?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling today? That offensive line, I did say they're beat up, but good. I don't put that on Jordan Love.
No.
I don't put that on Jordan Love. He didn't play great.
He didn't play good.
But when you're running for your life,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. And look, give Aiden Hutchinson, Rufio from Hook, just all the credit in the world. Okay, he's got the eye of Sauron, the
Just a
hand
bunch
of Sauron.
Lions are just a
whatever.
bunch of beefy white kids.
They are.
Just a bunch of beef. They're a private school team. That's what they're
are.
a private school team that wants to be good at football.
Yeah, like my
right?
dad runs the feeds.
The ratio's
Catholic
perfect.
Central?
The ratio's
Catholic Central
perfect.
over there.
They're Miguel Tooland. That's who they are.
Man, at halftime, the Lions had 0% blitz rate and a 46% pressure rate.
That as a defensive coordinator,
You're getting
there is not a better situation than that.
You're getting pressure half the time, and you're not even blitzing. You're sending 4.
Well, it's
Had
like
5 sacks on
Well, like
the
if
kid.
you would have
I
showed me
know.
that, if I didn't watch the game and you came up to me and gave me a piece of paper that said, "Hey, Lions had 46% pressure rate in the first half," I was like, they must have brought the house. They must have just brought dropping guys out of helicopters.
No blitzes.
You're attacking them in base.
Base.
We're going a little 4 down downtown.
base. Aiden
Come on,
Hutchinson,
dog.
like, come here.
That's the most
Give me all
dominant. I think
that.
that's the most dominant first half of the NFL I've watched in a long time.
Yeah.
Like long time. Was it 27-3 at the end of the first half? And I
Yeah,
had the
that
over.
was the
I had
that
the
was
over
the
in this game,
largest
and I was worried.
largest Lions lead at halftime on the road since 1970, I think.
Yeah, and it's.
Hey,
I don't think Jared Goff looked great in this game.
he didn't, but he didn't have to.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're the Lions, at what point, like, you got to stop the run, man. David Montgomery's killing.
David
it.
Montgomery,
Gashing
Talking about
it.
the Packers.
Look,
The Packers got to stop the run. Yeah, excuse me. But the Lions, I'm telling you, the Lions, the way they drafted so well. Branch, he's going to be a star, who I think is going to end up being okay. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, and I don't think they're using Jahmyr as much as
No, they're not
could.
using Jahmyr.
Yeah, you have J-Mo sitting on the bench, right? You got another offense. You got your tackle back.
Oh, Laporta? Laporta made some catches last
Laporta
night.
just looks the part, dog.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, he's from Iowa, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're right. They're beefy white kids.
Yeah.
They got Aiden Hutchinson.
He high-pointed a ball, though.
They got a bunch of big white guys from cold places.
And Reynolds, Josh
And you
Reynolds.
know what? Like, that's the Wisconsin offensive line treatment.
Yeah.
These big Siberian cave trolls that you just go get their hands are the size of canoes.
They just throw cities at people.
Yeah.
And then you have Josh Reynolds, who's
Stepping
catching.
on villages.
Josh Reynolds is catching everything.
Yeah.
Like at A&M,
And the
he
Sun
was
God?
catching.
And we hadn't even
Sun
talked
God?
about Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, and they don't throw it to him enough.
Really?
They don't.
He was catching
No.
everything.
They just throw Khalif Raymond, just tell him to go run as fast as he can.
Well, it's because everybody's focusing in.
Everyone
on the
looks
Sun
like
God.
Amon
sounds
St.
like a
Brown in that
fantasy.
receiving corps,
That
other
sounds
than
like
Josh
a fantasy
Reynolds.
complaint over
Huh?
there. Is that a
It
fantasy
is. That was
complaint?
a personal.
Because he was catching. He had a bunch of targets.
Yeah. No, it's that they beat him to sleep. Packers 2-2. You got to stop starting bad. Like you got away with it against the Saints.
Yeah.
You can see the fear in Jordan Love's eyes.
I don't blame him.
I'd be afraid too.
I don't blame him at
Lions
all.
are good, man.
Aiden
It's
Hutchins
one
was over there
thing-
eating mud before every snap. Like, Aiden, stop eating mud. Ugh. Hike.
Sack.
He's the water boy. No, it's one thing to be terrified because there are actually people coming through at you like off the rip. That's not terrified. That's called being present where your feet are. It's another thing to just like there's any sort of push. Like the offensive line isn't just dumping people on pass when you're like, oh my God, fall down.
Yeah.
Like those are two totally different things. So yeah, man, that was tough to watch if you're a Packers fan last night. Thank goodness I'm not.
Came back a little bit, though.
All right, I want to get to locks, leans, and dogs. We got the phone lines should be open right now. Phone lines are open right now. I want to get to the Booster Club chat really quickly.
All right, let's go. Mike RFF, it's a lifestyle, baby. $5 donation. Thank you, Mikey. Happy Flaming Dragon Friday. LeBron is a freak of nature screaming for the people in the back, but MJ's a GOAT. Will the Bears dump Fields? And how's the rugby ball doing? The rugby ball made it, bud.
It's here.
It's up there. It's hanging up right there, big
there.
dog.
Gilbert.
Right there. What's
Bears, do they dump Fields?
That's no. No, they'll dump the Dr. Seuss book coach, Eberflus, before they dump Justin Fields. And I know that his comments, obviously that wasn't smart to say. It's just, there's a lot more problems with the Bears than just Justin Fields. Justin Fields is one of many problems they have right now. I think they move on from Eberflus, and I don't know, maybe it's time for Ryan all day.
I agree. Oh, that's interesting. I agreed with you last season that, hey, Justin Fields is the guy. He's going to be a good pro. But I do think now that they dump him if they get one of those top 2 or 3 picks, because the quarterback class coming out is so special from college this year. I just think they're going to look around and say, let's take one of those guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, but their offensive line's so bad too, man. I mean, I don't think they'd be crazy to do it, but I think there's other moves they
It's
have.
been getting like the Bears haven't won in anything. Not even, I'm talking trades, the draft.
Yeah, they're losing
like you gave up Roquan Smith for a 2-piece and some chicken.
for Monix and
a washing machine. So like that's what you gave. Let's go to Austin, $5 donation. Austin, appreciate it, man. Good morning, boys. Good morning to you, sir, and happy Flaming Dragon Friday. Can I get a shout out to my son Peyton? It's his level 13th birthday today. Pray for me. I have a teenager, boy.
Hayden,
Big one.
congrats, man. Keep listening to your parents, though.
Congratulations.
Just because you're a teenager doesn't mean you're that much smarter. All right, you're just closer to becoming smarter. Remember that. Happy birthday, buddy.
Go to Ryan Gade, $5 donation. Keys to victory for WVU. Defense is playing good. Has only allowed 1 touchdown in the last 8 quarters, but will be tested against TC. Who you got?
I like TCU. I like Chandler Morris. I like that kid. You watch him play. He's slippery. I can see why he beat Max Duggan out for that job.
Yeah.
I can see why he did. TCU's defense, I don't trust them. The problem is I don't trust West Virginia's offense, even though I'm a big Neil Brown guy. I'm glad they've got it turned around so far. I want him to do well. He's a really good dude. I think he's a really good football coach. TCU's defense is a little bit questionable, but they don't have Shadur Sanders on the other side now going against them. That 12-point spread, I think it's a 12-point spread for TCU, something like that. West Virginia, Chandler Moore's going to have to turn the ball over, which means you're going to have to generate pressure. The defense has done a really good job of that. But TCU offensively, I think, is starting to come into their own. Think about what TCU had to replace. The Davis kid is with the Chargers. Quentin Johnson's with the Chargers. Kendre Miller's playing for the Saints. You look at that offensive line. I mean, they had NFL players all over that offense. Max Duggan, NFL players. So when you're having to replace that, I think TCU offensively has done a pretty daggum. Offense didn't lose them that game against Colorado. It was defense that lost it. It seems the defense has turned around, hadn't played as good of offenses. West Virginia's going to need to catch some breaks. Probably limit possessions. It's what they're going to have to do, play a little keep away, which they can do.
All right, let's go to Go Deeks, 35, $5 donation. Appreciate it, brother. He said Michigan State needs a program stabilizer. Do you think they would go after Dave Clawson from Wake? He's won in every program he's been at.
Man, Dave just seems like a really good fit at Wake. Like I don't know if he would. That's some guys are just really good fits. Like, would you not? And look, Michigan State's a better job than Wake Forest. I think we can agree on that. Not by a million miles, but by a decent amount. But you talk about stability and stabilizing. I think Dave Clawson is set to coach at Wake Forest for as long as he possibly wants. I feel like it's one of those things where now that slow mesh RPO is synonymous with Wake Forest. Like he's like connected to him now. It's like the avatars when you touch
you get their dragon
or whatever.
Yeah, they touch.
It's fine as long as you win. Like I said about
Statesboro. but again at Wake Forest, you don't have to win 9 games.
I guess that's
10
a
games
good
a
point.
year.
Yeah.
So I mean, what he did with Sam Hartman and no, I don't. But like, if you're Michigan State, like what do you mean stabilizer? Like you want to win 8 games? Like is that what Michigan? Is that it? Maybe I have too many high standards for Michigan State. Maybe you know better than me, David.
Mm-hmm.
Like Michigan State fans, are they as diehard as Michigan fans?
Look, man, Mark D'Antonio came in there and he set the tone for that program. Like, it was incredible. I was on the Michigan team when Mike Hart made the little brother comment. Everything changed after that. Mark D'Antonio said, I don't care what happens for the rest of the season or for any other game in the season, we're not losing to Michigan. And he came in there and he gave Michigan everything they could handle every single year in and year out. And when Mel Tucker came in, I thought it was going to be more of the same. And now you look at how great of an NFL player Kenneth Walker is, that when talking about Wake, got him out of the transfer portal. And it just looks like that was kind of what led to that 11 wins.
Yeah, like something like playing it safe doesn't always lead to stability. Like that's a common misconception. Like when you play it safe, sometimes you get average results. Mm-hmm. If y'all want to be average, then that's on y'all. But don't cry when you're not winning anything. Don't cry when you're irrelevant. Don't cry when you don't make the playoffs.
Now, here's one of the problems, and this may be what he's talking about. There are bigger things than just on the football field when you talk about the whole Larry Nassar situation with the doctor and who was with the gymnast and the sexual abuse and all that. Now you have your football coach with this situation and the sexual assault advocate and all that. Maybe he's just talking about from like a cultural standpoint, like, can we really afford another risk with someone like that?
Well, yeah, but I think it's a little bit different with Urban Meyer. I don't think you got to worry about him, with the Larry Nassar. And I get it.
I agree.
I get it. But like at some point, like Larry Nassar did that.
Yeah.
Like Michigan State didn't do that. Just like Jerry Sandusky did that at Penn State. Penn State didn't do that. Like you can't sit there and hold that against yourself for that long. If you want to win, damn it, go win. If you're tired of being average, go get somebody that's not going to make you average. Is it a little bit of a risk? Yeah. But Urban Meyer getting caught hanging out with a chick at Hooters is a lot different than some of these other situations. It's not like Urban Meyer's out there, robbing people at gunpoint at the local 7-Eleven or out there dealing with the cartel. Look, the man's made mistakes, but these aren't some of these egregious mistakes where you're worried about all of a sudden, you're going to wake up the next day and Urban Meyer's on the terrorist watch list. I mean, look, you want to win, go win. If y'all love it, like Michigan loves it, if y'all love it like some of these other places love it, then go win. Sometimes the safe play isn't the stabilizing play. But I'll tell you what's stable, David and Flaming Dragon, these locks.
Yes.
We're throwing out. Goodness gracious. It's Goldilocks in here, man. Mm-hmm. That porridge is just right. What's our overall record on these? We got 6. We've done it. This is week 5. 6 times 4 is 24. Man, I swear we're like 18 and 6.
We got to go add it up.
We need to go add it. These locks, like the leans and the dogs, it is what it is. But these locks, man, like I'm telling you guys, I had somebody hit me up. He parlayed 5 out of the 6 last week and hit it.
Really?
Messaged me on Instagram. Yes. So here's my locks for this weekend. Akron, -2.5 at home against Buffalo. That's right. A little bit of action.
Kangaroo Jacks.
Bags deep like that. Akron, I just hope it's not a letdown after what they did against Indiana last week. Should have won the game. Really like DJ Irons. Don't believe in Buffalo at this point. They're just a guy on a Buffalo. Then Texas Tech versus Houston. I know Donovan Smith transferred from Houston to Texas Tech, but Texas Tech's backups quarterback is in there. He's just okay, right? Just okay. Shug, I hate that he's out. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Give me the under in that game, 50.5. So Akron -2.5. Texas Tech, Houston under 50.5. Both of the Texas Tech, Houston's -110. Akron's -115. Then my leans, Alabama -14.5. Mississippi State hadn't thrown a touchdown pass against Alabama since 2014. Good God. And when I look on the field, Mississippi State doesn't look much better to me. I don't think Will Rogers is going to throw for half 1,000 like he did last week against South Carolina's defense. Alabama's pretty good against the pass, at least in the intermediate and the quick game. Just shut down Tulu Griffin. You shut them down, even though I'm a big Woody Marks guy. So give me Bama minus 14.5. I'll lay the points on the road. It's minus 110. Then James Madison. That's right. It is more than one guy, but I trust him and our Constitution. All right, South Alabama, that's my alma mater. Love it. Jags up.
USA.
But James Madison's a pretty daggum good football team.
Some
Minus
big
3 at home.
dogs.
Wouldn't be crazy to buy it down to minus 2.5, but I'm not a punk. I'm not going to give you a lock that's like minus 180 or something. So give me Alabama minus 4. That was not meant
I see
to
how
be
it is.
Not,
I see how it is.
That was not meant
Subtle shot,
to be.
huh?
That actually 100%.
What a
was not-
subtle shot.
That was actually not meant to be a subtle shot.
See how your lunch tastes today.
Or
See how your lunch.
glad you're not making it. All right, then both those are at minus 110. And then my dogs, Arkansas. That's right. I said it.
There we go.
Plus 195. It's good. It's good return. Good return on your investment. KJ Jefferson, I need a hero. It could be you. And then Virginia on the road at Boston College. A little bit of worry about Jeff Hafley maybe getting replaced by Manny Diaz at BC, which I would hate to see. But give me Virginia plus a dirty 140 on the road. Calandria, that freshman
Really?
quarterback, man, he ain't a bad player.
That's the only one that surprised me there with that one. All right, let's go to my locks here. Utah, Oregon State tonight. I want the under 45.5. Actually, on my show bet, I like it so much, I'm going to take it at 43.5 so that I can get that into plus money. 45.5 minus 110 there. And then I want to take another under for my lock. Notre Dame and Duke under 50.
Under God.
Minus 110. Look, I think both teams are going to run the ball. You combine that with the new clock rules and, two good football teams who want to chew the clock. I like the under.
Dog.
Let's go to where I'm leaning. Georgia Southern
God,
minus
I like
6.5 in Statesboro against Coastal Carolina.
Why hasn't this moved?
Huh? I don't know.
Why hasn't this moved?
Especially
What am
over
I
the
not?
touchdown.
What am I not
hurt.
seeing?
I don't know. But I look at this Coastal Carolina team. I don't see the type of team under Jamie Chadwell.
Yeah.
They're the last
No,
couple
not even
seasons.
close. Their
Even
offensive
though-
line's
Even
garbage.
though Grayson
I
McCall's
hate
still
to use
there.
that term.
So I don't know. I like the Eagles in Statesboro minus 6.5. And then LSU minus 2.5 on the road at Oxford. I love the Ole Miss program. I think Lane Kiffin's a great play caller and a coordinator, but I just don't believe in his ability to win big football games.
I'm with
I
you.
just don't. Minus 2.5 LSU, minus 110. And then dogs, can I be bet buds with you?
Of course.
Arkansas, Woo Pig Suey. They're going to give Texas A&M all they can handle, I believe. The neutral site game. Arkansas people hate everything to do with the state of Texas. I'm hoping for a great football game, and that's a lot of return there at plus 195 on the bet. And then Florida. Look,
Why
I'm
not?
starting to like this Florida team
Why
more
not?
and more. I haven't been that impressed with the way Kentucky's been playing. Despite that, they're still 4-0. I think we're in for a good football game. This is Florida money line plus 102.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think you'd be crazy to sprinkle a little bit of money on this game going to overtime.
That's a good bet.
It just feels like overtime.
That's a good bet.
And typically, those
Good
are like
bet.
plus 1,100.
I wonder what the odds are in those.
Yeah, I just got a feeling that one's going over. I like those picks, too.
All right, love it, David. Mr. Walk Me Down the Walkway. Let's get after it. Locks. Lock of the year, fellas.
Really?
Lock of the year. Put it down in a stone tablet. I don't care. Georgia minus 13.5, minus 130. Money in the
You're
bank.
emotionally
boys.
invested.
Money in the bank. Look, there's no emotions when it comes to making money, brother. I've seen this story week in and week out. Georgia comes to town. We play good for a quarter. Next thing you know, the snow keeps coming off that mountain. And then this turns into an avalanche. Next thing you know, we're down 30.
It's 24-7.
Yeah, at halftime. Then, rolling with the Fighting Conies. Give me Michigan minus 16.5 against Nebraska. Might be the second best lock of the year, to be honest.
You're feeling it.
Michigan
Wow.
is going to dog walk Nebraska. Michigan is going to be the the first complete game they play all season. I think both these teams, even on the road, come out and start hot. That's going to be a big key. Let's go to where I'm leaning real quick, all right? Oklahoma,
Matt Joe.
minus 20, going to fight the Fighting Matt Campbells. Iowa State sucks, all right? They're bad. They're not good. Oklahoma beat Cincinnati, but I don't think Oklahoma played great, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think this is another team that come out and looks good early, and Iowa State's not a team that can catch up. And then give me South Carolina plus 12.
Really?
South Carolina plus 12.5, yes. I think Joe Milton's going to go out in this game. I think Spencer Rattler's going to play well. I think it's always a close game. It's always a close game. I like South Carolina to cover. I do think Tennessee wins. Then, all right, give me my dogs, baby. I'm rolling with you, Coney. I'm rolling with you. Florida plus 100. I've watched Kentucky this year. Hashtag not impressed. Not impressed. I'm a little bit more impressed with the way Florida is up front in the line of scrimmage. I think Pearsall's going to be the difference in that game. They give him the Fighting Dukies. Riley Leonard against Notre Dame. This is the one I'm most worried about. I'm going to be honest, because I think this game's he's going to be really close, or Notre Dame might make mincemeat out of him. So we'll see. So give me Duke plus 180. Riley Leonard and the boys. That's it. That's it for the
There
week.
it is. Locks leans in.
All right, Florida, Kentucky overtime bet plus 1,200.
Oh, Hafta
Dude,
Dude, yesterday I took first score defensive touchdown. I bet 20 to win like $2,000. Oh boy, caught that
Interception.
pick.
Oh, no.
He caught that pick. Let me tell you something, defensive players.
Go score.
All right. If you catch a damn pick, go score. Why are you running out of bounds? Jared Goff and the offensive lineman were in front of him, and he ran out of bounds.
Wow.
I will say,
Ran out of bounds.
I will say to Western Kentucky and Middleton, this is why I don't bet TTPs. I'll never do it.
You know me.
I'll never do it again. I took a chance on the TTP yesterday, got screwed in the Middle Tennessee Western Kentucky game, but I took Jacksonville State -6. What a cover. What a cover, boys. They're down 21-7. Right at the end of the third quarter, they scored a touchdown. Sam Houston State up 28-20 with a minute to go. Jacksonville State against a good Sam Houston State defense drives all the way down the field with a minute to go, scores, gets the 2-point conversion, gets the ball first in overtime, scores a touchdown. They win 35-28.
Oh, Rich Rod.
What a cover. And my wife has like an 18 parlay where she hit the first two with Tulsa and Western Kentucky just on the side and had Jacksonville State -6.5, and she went to bed because she was pissed. And I not snuck in our room, it's our room, but I only do that on Wednesdays. But went in there and shook her and woke her up.
Yeah.
And typically she gets super pissed when I wake her up. But
She's always pissed, huh?
well, you've been
Are
married.
you okay?
Yeah, welcome to marriage. But so I shook her, and she was like, "Hey, what?" I was like, "Your bet hit." She was like, "Really?" She loves it.
I'm gonna have to pick her brain on her parlays tonight.
Dude,
We're all
every
hanging
time
out.
I go over there, she's on like the 7th leg
It's incredible.
of a parlay.
Wow.
And I was praying to hit
Pick
one
her brain
bet.
tonight.
I feel like I'm watching Charmed every time I watch it. Like she's gonna go and do a spell when I'm not looking. Like all
Why is there a cauldron
like
in the
why is the
closet?
kitchen cleaning itself? But all right, so I'm gonna go back and forth. From calls to the chat and just see how this works. But let's get to calls, David.
All right.
Oh, man.
We got Caleb over there in Augusta, Georgia. Caleb,
man,
what's going
it's
on
nice out
today
there
on this
today.
Friday?
What's going on, boys? How we doing on this beautiful
Doing
day?
good, man.
What's up, man?
Unders hitting.
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, I got a wardrobe question for y'all.
Oh, God.
So
That's about my ankles.
I'm a big Georgia fan, but next weekend I'll be going to Texas A&M, Alabama, because my cousins go there.
Nice.
And so a lot of people are saying I should wear Georgia gear, and I was kind of down with it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm worried about my safety. So should I wear Georgia gear? Should I go just plain, kind of maybe just like black or something like that, or should I just rep Texas A&M?
I've got the perfect answer to this. I've got the honesty hour, Caleb. Are you trying to maybe find a member of the opposite sex to hang out with at this place? Are you taken? Are you available or not?
Hey, I'm available.
Then I wouldn't wear Georgia stuff. I wouldn't wear, not because Georgia people aren't desirable, but I'm always, if that's the case, I'm wearing whatever color is in between crimson and maroon.
Well, who you hanging out with? You hanging out with Georgia?
Going solo?
Well, no, I'm
Are you
hanging out
Hans?
with my uncle and my aunt's going to be there. My cousin's going to be there.
Are they Georgia
So it's kind of
fans?
No, well, my cousin go to Texas A&M, and my uncle and aunt went to Texas Tech, but they're
The
Texas
plot
A&M
thickens.
fan now.
Well, it depends. You don't have to rock. You don't have to rock any real. You can real gear. I mean, you can rock close to the color you want to. I think regardless, if it comes to the opposite sex, no matter what jersey you're wearing, if your Riz game,
Look, listen, but you want to always up the odds. Your Riz game can be there, but I don't want this to be never back down. I want to go in there and walk in there.
They want.
You know what
Some girls
girls
want
like?
complete opposites.
You know
Yeah,
what
well,
girls
that's-
like, Caleb? Girls like winners. All right, who won the championship last year?
Oh,
Who won the
Dogs.
championship the
this
year
is
before that?
Hey,
You go in there with that dog's jersey on. You say, hey, we're in here.
You find one when you're not on the up and up.
you go
all right?
in
That's
that
how you know
stadium
it's real.
and you
She's with
say-
you when it's
You
not
say,
at 100.
Hey, we're going to be in Atlanta in December. Maybe one of y'all's teams
Nah.
will
You can't do
too.
your cousin
And
like that,
maybe
bro.
we can hang
You can't
out.
do your cousin
No.
like that.
You wear that dog's jersey.
You go on your computer, you go to the paint, app or whatever it is, and you find whatever color is in between crimson and maroon, and you wear that.
You go bark at those
it's a
people.
numbers game, man. It's a numbers. You can have a
you just
have a
look good,
Georgia
brother.
picture in your pocket if you feel that bad about
Hey, you
it.
just go look good and feel confident in what you're in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just get ready for
absolutely.
all the hate. If you wear that Georgia jersey, don't wither under that.
Like the thing about it is, like, I'd rather be
They hate you.
if there was a battle that went on between Georgia and A&M,
You'd be the referee.
dog, I'm rocking that Georgia gear.
Yeah, but
like-
it's not a battle.
You wear
Fans
your
versus
Auburn
fans.
jersey.
No, he
You
said
wear your Auburn
safety.
jersey.
He said safety. He said safety. So he thinks if something pops off, what side do you want to be on?
No,
I want them boys barking
No,
behind.
something pops off. Guess who's the referee? The guy who's got no skin in the game. Hey,
Don't be-
where's the guy? Oh, wait, the guy in the Georgia jersey.
That's how you accidentally
Say.
get stabbed.
all right, hear me out here. Hold on, hear me out here. What about a Florida jersey? What about a Florida jersey?
Hey, guys. I would never, ever wear a Florida jersey if it was the last thing on earth. I'm sorry. But,
Hey,
Oh,
Caleb,
man.
good luck, buddy.
You got it,
Have a good
Caleb.
time.
Hey, I call in next week. I have to hear how this works.
Yeah,
out for you,
100%.
man. All right, we got Riley in Houston, Texas. Riley, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's my first time calling in. I've been listening to y'all for a little over a year, I think.
Let's
So-
go.
Let's
Thank
go,
you.
Riley.
Appreciate it.
Welcome, Trust Tree.
Hey, yeah, I was just wanting to talk. So I don't know if y'all saw this or addressed this earlier, but it came back that Connor Wigman's injury actually was like a break in one of his weight-bearing bones of his foot. So he is out for the rest of the season.
Yep.
So it is now Max Johnson time. And I was just wanting to see what y'all's thoughts were on the new ceiling for A&M with Max Johnson.
Yeah, we talked about this too yesterday, Riley. I would tell you to go back and make sure you watch yesterday's, but I'll tell you this: you're in a spot where it's very unfortunate, but what a luxury to have a guy like Max Johnson. Not just because he's a guy that's a talented player, but he has experience, right? He's not going to be overwhelmed by an environment. He's not going to be overwhelmed by a coverage. He's not going to be confused by what he sees. He's been through these battles before at multiple places. He's going to understand the offense and be able to react. I think Connor Wegman down the road is going to be a better player than Max Johnson will ever be in college. But as far as Texas A&M's ceiling, I don't think the ceiling's changed. I just think it got a little bit thinner, right? Because now if Max Johnson goes down, that's a big problem. Max Johnson struggled a little bit with the injuries too. So what a luxury to have. Y'all have it. LSU has it with Nussmeier. Ole Miss has it with Spencer Sanders. And really outside of that, not a lot of places, especially in the SEC, have that luxury of having that backup quarterback. So I haven't lowered the ceiling. I've just made it a little bit thinner.
It's about to be a really tough stretch here for Texas A&M this next 5 weeks. You got Arkansas, Bama, Tennessee, South Carolina, Ole Miss.
Well, the thing you worry about is how much does it affect play calling? Because Max Johnson can run.
Mm-hmm.
How many they're telling him, listen, number one, you have to slide. You cannot go and look, we know you're a quarterback son and you're a tough ass and all this stuff, and that's great. But if you go down, we go down.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how it affects, but that's why you have Bobby Petrino, the Wizard of Waverly Place, the motorcyclist, however you want to call him. I haven't lowered the ceiling. It's just a little bit thinner, Riley.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And also, this is the third year in a row that A&M has lost their
I know.
starter, and it's so unfortunate. It's almost like kind of just comical at this point.
Hey, can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion? If this happens
go
next
ahead.
year, you can't wear the overalls anymore. Like at some point, it's something. At some point, you've got to start eliminating some things just to see. Not saying it's bad. I'm not making fun of anybody or anything. Everybody has their traditions. Where I'm from, we throw toilet paper on trees. Okay, so I'm not. But what I'm saying is, eventually, you have to start eliminating things.
Shaman.
Yeah, like
Bring a shaman
shaman,
in.
like bring them in. Like, hey, what do you
No
see?
ghosts in the locker room.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. I hate it for
couldn't
that
agree
kid.
more. I think that it's also crazy the longevity when you look back at like Johnny Manziel and Kellen Mond, who like didn't really ever get hurt. It just makes
Yeah.
it that much more impressive.
And it's crazy because Johnny ran.
Yeah, Johnny ran.
Johnny's just one of
Johnny
those guys
ran
who
like
never
he stole
really
his
got-
first pack of
Johnny
cigarettes.
never really got hit.
No,
He's
well,
one of those guys, slippery, right?
Tyler
It's like,
Murray.
it's like tackling a penguin. It's
Yeah.
almost impossible.
Yeah.
the ghost.
Appreciate it,
Appreciate it,
Riley.
Riley.
Thanks so much, man. All right. We got a couple boys in Arkansas here. Let's start with Hunter in Arkansas. What's
Here
up,
we go.
Hunter?
Good morning, boys.
What's up,
Morning,
man?
How you doing?
I want to talk about the Chargers and the Raiders game. One,
Okay.
both teams have some whack jobs, obviously, because the whole J.C. Jackson thing, and then I don't know if you guys have
Chandler
really
Jones?
seen it on X.
Yeah.
The Chandler Jones stuff.
Dude.
Is it like a curse in the Raiders to because Antonio Brown didn't start going crazy until he entered Vegas. Is it like a weird curse on the Raiders or something?
I'm not a doctor, and this is just my opinion. I think you're seeing CTE in live form. That's the only explanation that I have. I mean, some of the stuff he's saying is just absolutely wild. It's wild. It is, and it's sad to see because Chandler Jones is a hell of a player, man. He's a hell of a career, but you watch him going the emotional spectrum, right? Going from, I mean, one of the videos he's talking about Aaron Hernandez to then hysterically crying his eyes out. I guarantee you that's not how Chandler Jones has been. And again, I'm not a doctor, and this is just my opinion. I think you're seeing CTE in live action here.
Well, it's hard to hide anything these days with social media.
Yeah.
So,
It reminds me so much of Antonio Brown, and they were tweeting at each other yesterday.
Yeah.
We were breaking that down.
Yeah, it's a really scary situation. I really hope Chandler goes get some help because he needs it.
Oh, and then I got another thing.
Go ahead.
I got a bone to pick with David Cohn, actually.
Oh, I love this. Yeah,
Really?
Pick away.
So yesterday, when I was, on Team Blaine yesterday, and y'all were overreacting.
There's your first problem
Yeah,
there.
you stay on that team. Drop my pen.
Problem one there.
Don't fall in the trap.
The
Don't fall in the trap.
Thank you.
And David was talking about all the monologues and everything, and he said, "How many Five Guy burgers did Blaine pay me?" Blaine's not Jim Harbaugh. He doesn't have to pay.
Yeah, baby. Come on, dude. First of all, Five Guys way too expensive.
First of all, that burger came from the Little Brown Jug. All right, this is no
LBJ.
mega chain burger situation over there. Second of all, what exactly? What are you picking? What bone are you picking with me? What I do?
I'm saying that we don't Team Blaine over here doesn't have to cheat and pay people with burgers.
We're not a bunch of cheetahs. The Ponchalucia High School.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, well, you'll never catch
I don't
us.
believe you. How many burgers did you give him?
That
today
Hunter,
to
that
call
actually
Hunter, hang up the phone.
Now
Hang up the phone, Hunter. Hang up the phone.
Now I'm more suspicious.
I'm actually
Hunter.
more convinced now that he did.
Hunter, don't worry about
Golly.
them, all right?
Y'all are eating good, Team
They
Blaine.
say a hit dog hollers.
Team
Check your
Blaine's
fridge,
eating
Hunter.
Good,
Dog
aren't
holler.
they?
Check your fridge.
Oh, you're welcome, Blaine.
Yes, Hunter. That's them saying that.
What happened?
No,
I don't know.
Neither.
They
Trey
one
said
of the-
you said Team Blaine twice.
What?
Who?
The director said you said it twice.
Trey doesn't know.
Yes.
Hey, well, guess what? You put it
I
at
will
2.5.
check the replay.
Yes, I know. So play
Yeah,
the
we're
hook.
gonna check the
well,
replay.
We're still
Hunter,
playing
get
the
out of
hook.
here,
Great
Hunter.
job, Hunter.
Get off the line.
Great job, Hunter.
Where's my challenge flag?
Great job, Hunter. Let's
Get
go,
out of
baby.
here, Hunter. You're
Hey,
done.
you know what?
go.
Before we go to the next, Arkansas, you're in timeout right now. What's the chat saying?
Let me get in here. Sorry, I was celebrating. All right, let's get to.
Weddings, horse crap. Said I didn't want salmon.
All right, get to a call. I don't know why. I don't know if the internet just went out on my thing.
Hey, Matthew in Arkansas. I need you to go over to Hunter's house,
Nope.
and I need you to take care of business for us, man.
Don't do it, Hunter. You can live here.
Oh man, I always go for the under, you guys. I am on Team Cone all the way.
Yeah, good.
Well, look, the under's
Well,
still
good.
hitting. The under's still hitting, and I am laser focused.
We're in
right?
good.
I've
We're
never been
focused.
more focused than I am
Ever.
right now. Because I don't think I said that first off, but that's fine. I'll go uphill in a snowstorm, taking gunfire.
I'll go with you.
That's right. To the mists of Avalon.
And this is Heartbroken Hog, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But before I get to Arkansas, Blaine, I got bad news for you. You already lost money on your bets.
Mm.
Are you sure about that? You
Because
sure about that?
I am sure. Friend of the show, Josh Pate, is taking his Once Upon a Saturday tour to the Georgia and Auburn game this weekend.
Okay.
The last two games he's been to were last play games. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Missouri, Kansas State. He thinks this is going to be another close one.
I will
I
bet.
think I can
Well, then
bad
I am
mojo.
taking Georgia minus 20.
Well, tell Josh he's wrong.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna be a last play game, buddy.
No.
I promise you that. This ain't those games he went to. This ain't the same roster
No.
Auburn had when he went
And
to those
listen,
games.
I hope we're wrong.
I hope so too.
Golly, I would love to be wrong. I would love to get roasted on this.
Yeah.
But like that's gonna be about as real as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was at the end.
That's a good one.
Maybe so. All right, for Arkansas going into this Texas A&M game, Dan Enos, Sam Pittman back together for the first time since 2015. And back then, we had a pretty good offense, but it took a while for it to get going, and I think that's what's kind of happened this year. Back in 2015, we started the year 2-4, only had one good game against UTEP, but then came the Auburn game. Went to 4 overtimes, scored 54 points to 46. After that, 63 on Tennessee Martin, 53 on Ole Miss, 31, a 51-50 loss, and a shootout with Dak Prescott.
Figuring it out.
Mississippi State.
Yep.
Won the last 2 games, 28-3, and then 45-23.
Yep.
I think they figured things out with LSU. The only thing, they've got to get the penalties, the false starts under control this week. And I think this offense is about to average 40 the rest of the way.
Well, and you're most likely getting Rocket Sanders back. Here's what I'll tell you, and I know you will, Matthew. Make sure you check out the special with Andy Staples that we have. I think you may like the way that goes. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But as usual,
appreciate it, Matthew.
Bets you guys got.
Yeah.
baby.
I bet you do. All right, are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We're back. So to Bryant Ward with a $20 donation. Brian throwing bands. I took the Lions money line in the total points at 54.5.
Oh,
and
God.
he hit it barely. He took it at 54.5. Darren, dog. Thanks for giving me what decent betting instincts y'all have. What are the Boise State keys to victory over Memphis this week? They are currently 3-point dogs.
I think they're in trouble. That defense, and people got lulled to sleep this year because they lost a lot in the secondary. Everybody last year was like, oh my God, Boise State's got the best pass defense in the world. And I like Avalos. I think he's a good coach. But they didn't play teams that could throw the ball very well. Now, I do got to give Boise State credit. Their non-conference schedule, good God. Boise State, UCF, Memphis, you're going into uncharted waters here. I like Hannigan. I like Silverfield, the coach. Don't trust Memphis as much as other people do defensively, but Boise State struggles to throw the ball. The Green kid struggles to throw the ball. For Boise State to win, they're going to have to run all over Memphis. They're going to have to get Memphis in 3rd and long because Hannigan will put the ball in harm's way, and he's a sneaky runner. But I'm telling you, I would not bet this game. I would not bet this Boise, at least on Boise State's side. I'd buy that thing down to -2.5, and I would ride Memphis. I would ride them like a stallion into the night.
You just bet all those logs, Brian. That's what you need. All right, let's go to William Clark with a $10 donation. War Damn Eagle, boys. UGA hate week's in full swing. Carson Beck looks like the wife from The Shining. Hoping for a here's Johnny moment in tomorrow's game.
Look, hey, it's still 0-0 right now. Well, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Major Moose Knuckles with a $2 donation.
Why is it always a military?
Appreciate
thing
it, Major.
before? Sergeant Saggy Nips. Major
Moose Knuckles.
Major Milk.
Happy Flamin' Dragon Friday. I hope we're all feeling jacked and tan today. I hope you're wearing some loose shorts. Let's go to Chris Walton with a $2 donation. All right, here we go. Chris, he wants to know, name 5 actors in Mystery Man, not counting Ben Stiller.
Oh, God. Nathan Lang. Gosh. I can see their faces. The girl that's the bowler. Gosh. Christine?
No. Janine Garofalo.
Janine Garofalo. All right, Nathan Lang, Janine Garofalo. The guy who's in the Weeds. The guy who's in, not Paul Giamatti, the other guy.
William Mancy.
William Mancy, yes. God, the bad guy, the evil villain. You want the bookie with the fingernails, the long fingernails. His name, he played in Pirates of the Caribbean. Jeffrey Rush?
Yep.
Johnny Depp.
No. Is that 4? Outside of that, man.
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear.
Paul Rubens.
Oh, God, there's so many good.
Hank Azari. He's the spoon guy.
Yeah. Hank Azari's really good.
All right, let's go to. All right, I got those. God, I'm so good at this. All right, let's go to S.J. Dillard Park. $5 donation. He says, I got an upset. 24-17 Auburn Tigers.
A lot of faith. Look, again, The fan in me hopes you're right, but the better in me and the football analyst in me says you're probably wrong. But anyway, back to calls. Dave.
Well, we got Lex Grossman on the line.
Lex Grossman?
Les Grossman on the line in Denver. I can't wait to hear this one.
Oh, God. You okay? Skyhook?
This is
They got
Les Grossman. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah.
This is Flaming Dragon.
Okay, Flaming Dragon. That face. First, why don't you take a big step back and literally F your own face? Now, I don't know what type of fan specific BS style play trying to pull here, but Agent Jack is my territory. So if thinking about it, think again. Or else I'm going to have to come down there and I will rain ungodly firestorm upon you. You're going to have to call the United Nations to get a binding resolution to keep me from destroying you. I am talking scorched earth. I will massacre you. I will mess you up.
How has this not happened yet? How has this not happened
Grossman.
yet?
I love
They
it.
don't got to direct TV, Tugger Nuts?
Yeah.
I'm getting on a plane right now.
Why you need that?
The TiVo? Yeah.
The TiVo?
Or you need fresh air.
Oh.
Somebody said somebody's close to me.
It's one more slip.
Oh, hold on. You know what that call does, man?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what that call does.
Yes.
Fart in the bathtub, laughing your ass
4
off.
shows a night to a packed house.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate the call, man.
Thanks, Les.
great,
All right,
dude.
another one here. We got Eric, Mad Veg in Minnesota. Eric, what's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for letting me call on.
Of course.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I, as a Minnesota Vikings fan, and this has been a little bit of a sad season so far, but that's just how it goes for us up here in the purple zone. So, anyways, I just wanted to say that I would love to hear you guys sometime do or have a conversation about the greatest coaches or managers who never won their biggest title, because I think that it would be interesting to hear you guys give that report. And that's because this year we lost Bud Grant, the great Minnesota Vikings head coach. So, it's something that you don't have to answer right now, but it would be great to see a video on that at some point.
Eric, that's a great idea. We will definitely
Thank
do
you.
that.
That'd
I
be
also do.
awesome.
I want to say also Brooks Robinson passed away the other day. One of the greatest third basemen of all time. One of my good friends growing up played shortstop, was named after him. He was a hell of a player. I didn't mention that in the show the other day, but as fellow third baseman, mad respect.
Yep.
But no,
Appreciate it,
Eric, great idea.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Thank you, man.
All right. I know we got people that are probably still on the line.
It's time.
That's why we make Monday. Almost did it. Almost
Good
did it.
save. Oh,
Look at
boy.
him. This is my boy. This is my boy.
Golly, we got away with one
Oh,
Did he
all
not
right.
say it, though?
No. I didn't
Did
say
he
it.
not say it?
No.
No, he
there. Good
didn't.
for you, man.
Did he not say
Wow.
it?
He didn't.
Wow.
Golly.
Yeah, that Woody Allen jacket.
I'll tell you what.
All right,
That's
here's
what
what
I'm
we
saying.
got.
Whoa,
On the skin of our
don't be
teeth
coming
over
out my
here.
jacket, dog. You wearing the same one?
Okay. David, I need you to get ready on the soundboard because
What do you want? What do you want?
this is what it felt like when I was watching Western Kentucky play Middle Tennessee when I had the
Oh, you want the new sound?
Yeah.
The new. Oh, you
I'm
want the
gonna
new
use
sound?
that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Please, don't hurt me.
You did hurt me.
So, Simple Jack?
Anyways, but Jacksonville State didn't hurt me. Shout out Rich Rod. That's your boy, D Sizzle.
Stop.
Anyways, tonight.
Shut out, Rich Rod.
Stop.
Here's what I got tonight. Louisville. I said it right.
Louisville.
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 Buying it down, all right? -2.5. I don't take anything 3.5. I'm not doing
You
it.
have to have it.
I don't have to have it. I have to buy it down and then have it. So I'm taking Louisville -2.5 at -155. And then, I don't typically do this. Give me Oregon State money line parlayed with the under at 49. That's at +138.
I like it. All right. 1-1
Be over at your
yesterday.
house watching it.
Yep, that's true. I want like I said earlier, I want the Utah and the Oregon State under. I'm going to buy some extra points here. 43.5 to get it in plus money. That's plus 101. And then BYU money line, minus 105.
I'm going to put out on social. I did lock BYU in minus 2.5 earlier in the week on the sharp. So I'm going to put out 3 social bets. But these are the 2 show bets I'm taking.
All right, nothing like a 54-point game and no one throws for 2 touchdowns. Going 0-2 yesterday. I know we hit it once, David. I went 0-2, so you got to play the sound again.
Well, which one?
Yeah, well, I went 0-2, David.
Oh, okay.
No! Please, just don't hurt me!
Ow.
God, that last one sounded like it hurt.
Full contact. All right, today, bounce back day. Give me Cincy money line. I believe in the boys. NC State hadn't looked great all year. All right,
Well,
now
good, because they're not playing.
Louisville's playing NC State. Excuse me. Louisville, NC State haven't looked great all year. Cincy money line.
BYU.
Rolling with it. Don't believe in the 40-year-olds this game. I'm taking Emory Jones, his 40th year in college playing quarterback.
You don't believe in the 40-year-olds, but you're taking Emory Jones and his.
I want 40 years of football experience, not just 40 years of riding on a bike and going to annoy people. Sorry.
I don't think that's.
All right, let's get to the Booster Club.
Also, Cody Nason says we're plus 4 units on the locks.
Nice.
Plus 4.
Nice.
It's not enough.
All right, Ace, he's going to take Utah plus 4.5. That's minus 112. And then he's going to take Louisville minus 3.5. Minus 110.
Cone?
Don't. Hey, we're almost there. Oh, yeah. Well, are we there? We play the graphic?
Yeah, I mean.
No, we're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet.
There's 5 minutes left in the show.
All right, yeah, you're right.
We're going to go to the Booster Club.
Right.
We're going to wrap early today.
Let's go to Sawyer Goolsby, the $5 donation. I love that last name. Hashtag Ask Jake, that's you. All right. Where does Dan Lanning rank among college football coaches? And will he be top 5 in the next couple years?
I think he will be top 5 in the next couple of years. I think he's going to be part of that new wave of where he already is, of young coaches that are getting jobs younger, but he understands balance. He understands toughness. He learns from the best. He got it out of the mud. He's a great motivator and he's a great recruiter. I mean, he's got every aspect. My question is Oregon, how long is Dan Lanning going to be at Oregon? Not that Oregon's not a great destination, but deep down, I think Dan wants in the SEC. Would not be surprised if you heard his name a lot when Nick Saban leaves. Would not be surprised at all. But I think he'll be top 5 very soon. I think he's almost on the fringe of it right now.
I was going to Cole Frank, $5 donation. Appreciate it, Cole. LeBron is mid. MJ's the GOAT, and the Brewers are going to win the World Series. And hashtag the PS, the over is going to hit today on Flaming Dragon Friday.
Oh, wow, Cole. I know one of those things.
I gave him 2.5 just so they'll feel better about themselves.
Oh, here we
Let's
go.
Let's
Here we go.
Hey, we're back. We're back. Major
right
Moose
here.
Knuckles, $2 donation. Good morning, gents. Sergeant Nips, please report in.
So, yes. Major Moose Knuckles.
Major
and Sergeant
Moose
Nips.
Knuckles.
What a
Fantastic.
name.
Great.
Let's go to Fergie Ferg with a $5 donation. Good morning. It's a great day to wake up to listen to the best sports show, hands down.
Yup.
You bet your ass. Quick history lesson on how Flaming Dragon began. To new subs, this began organically. One day I jumped off my roof and I could fly.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I was breathing fire. Next thing you know,
This blonde chick was following him
this
around.
blonde chick kept screaming at me for no reason, and then I had to beat this guy they called the Mountain, which is pretty easy. It wasn't even that crazy. So that's just how it started.
Like the molehill.
That's not the molehill. All right, let's get to the poll. Should Michigan State hire Urban Meyer?
They said no.
Wait, hold on. Someone's got to vote. Someone's got to vote.
Okay, so they said no 50%.
No 50%. Okay, but which way is it going to go, though?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well at this point.
I love that it's phrased as if, like, it's the ball's in Michigan State's court.
It is.
It's not.
What do you mean it's not?
Urban ain't taking that job.
I think maybe you don't want him to take that job.
2 things can be true at once.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
I'll say they end up saying yes.
All right, so yes or no?
Is it still 50-50?
It's 50% straight up.
Really?
It's 50% straight up.
Someone
If somebody,
get in there.
you have 1 minute, all right, to come in here. Okay, 2 people just voted. I need people to start voting different things. All right, it's saying it 50%.
They're just like,
I need someone to vote a different thing. Real quick, we go to Taylor Russell. The Lanning replacement. Taylor, what's up? The Lanning replacing Saban topic seems a little rushed. Yeah, they beat Colorado, but I guess that doesn't mean he should replace the GOAT. he's a big fan of Dan.
Yeah, again, but Nick Saban's not retiring right now. We're talking about down the road. Let Oregon make the play. Let him keep cooking, and then eventually you take the cake out of the oven.
All right. No, 51%.
Yes!
Wow.
I mean,
Wait.
yes!
No!
Against your point.
No, I said no. Right?
Great week, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
Great
Thank
week.
you,
Great
Chad.
calls, Chad. Great job.
And guess what? The under hit. Play it. Ah!
The belt. Get the belt.
Feel like Tum Tum from Three Ninjas.
Tum Tum, I'll be Colt.
We had to
Rocky.
give him
Rocky.
a get back right week, man.
Tum Tum.
Emily.
We had to give him a get back right
You ever seen the
week.
basketball scene in Three Ninjas? How unrealistic
Oh.
it is?
Have I ever seen it?
Jake Strong Cologne. Dragon, where's your scooter, bruh? I can fly. I don't need a scooter. What do you mean?
Yeah, by the way, I got some bells and whistles for your scooter that was sent by a certain someone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know you know that I know you know. And
Don't
I know
act like
you know this is the best sports show around. We
Facts.
appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Watch our Saturday game day special with Andy Staples from On 3 where we make our picks. See if you can beat Pollock. Pollock went 4-1 last week. We know you guys love it. Thank y'all so much. We'll catch y'all next week. And like the chances of the Braves not letting me down in the playoffs, we're going. Dang it! I dropped it. Gone.
Blaine.